How is it that this balloon was all the way down the street last night and ends up right there? What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoy the up pipe videos, and I think the more and more I look at it, the more I'm just going to accept the fact that we have an up pipe other than this cricket looking teardrop. We have a hood exit for the turbo escapes, and you know, we're gonna move on to something else with the car today. I think I'm going to be doing the charge pipes. I got a bunch of tubings and stuff, brand new ones in my bin from previous side work, and there's really not much else to do, honestly. We just waiting on the radiator to come in. I just got to install the injectors, which I'll do later because I'm going to turn it on with the stock injectors, which is the tune that's in the map for these injectors, and then all that's left is the charge pipe. So I thought I had a lot more piping, but I don't have as much. I don't have any 90s, no 180s, no nothing but 45s. I can use the 45s, but I don't want to use too much of the 45 because it's going to leave me with a bunch of extra straights. I got this 2-foot straight right here and a few smaller ones. But yeah, let me show you what I have laid out right now. So right here I have two older 45 bends, one with a bead, one without, and I have my old CRX charge pipe kind of in place to kind of give me a visual on how I want to route it. The only issue that I'm seeing as of right now is this giant block thing that is on the top of the stock motor mount, and it's preventing me from going any lower or making it a straight shot into the back door intercooler down there. Right here we have a hump connection, which has a little hump in the middle of the coupler because that gives you a little bit of leeway if the engine was to rock. It doesn't, like, you know, either pull the whole like inlets and break them off the intercooler or break the compressor housing. A hump connection is very important if you don't have solid motor mounts, so I got one down there. I don't have anything here yet, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So I have some straight pieces right there. I got a 3-inch to 2.5 cup right here that's going to be for the throttle body, since it is a 68 millimeter, and I don't want to go overkill with 3-inch piping, which I have a brand new piping kit that was under the floor, that was on the floor under the drawer, and I'm just going to stick with 2.5. So this is utilizing a 45, then a piece of 45 with the legs on it, and then it goes to a straight, which then used to go straight shot into my intercooler, with the B series sitting lower, with the Victor X sitting closer. This is obviously off by a lot, and what I'm going to have to come up with is, instead of using a bunch of 45 bends from my bin, I'm going to take these guys, cut pies into it like I did Zosh's charge pipe, and just kind of mimic this part with those guys, and then use the straights to kind of curve it down like an S shape, and then going into the cup right there. So I'm going to pull out my chop saw right now, change the blade on it again since it is set up for cutting metal, and then we'll make some pie cuts, do some mock-ups, and show you what we come up with before we start tacking it when we have the 220 availability. But first, I'm going to go to Costco, and I'm going to go to the post office. Sometimes when I dress myself, I don't understand how I pick dark clothing to wear out in a hot-ass day. But that's why we got the man. We're blowing cold-ass AC in this mother, boy. Ooh, look at my hair floating. So I've scratched the idea. I was trying to mimic the other charge pipe right there, and I kind of cut various of pie cuts right here, and just kind of mismatching a few of them to get this, you know, direction flowing. So I'm just going to use this 145 right here over the motor mount. It's not touching, has like a good inch away from the ears, and I'm probably going to do like 2 pies down there right into the pipe down here, right? I got 2 pies up there, and then I'm gonna cut like maybe a straight shot about 2 inches before we curve it into the throttle body. So it's looking very promising. I still don't have a blowout valve, so I'm just kind of like making sure that this bend is going to allow me to kind of put a blowout valve in this section right here. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this one up really quickly. The dryer is still being used, and right now it's just gonna be taped up. Then I'm gonna have to go and figure out that crazy one over there on the driver's side. But again, nothing pie cut can't fix, right? This bottom one is complicated. So originally I was going to do a bunch of pie cuts, right? But given that this is such a tight space, I can't really like hold the pies into place to get an idea of what other, you know, pies I need to make that work. So instead I just cut my leftover 45 angle pipe, and it seems to fit perfect. So right now that one is clamped into place, and I can feel the tubing through the cup right here. So this right here, I'm gonna weld a bead on it, so that way when I put the clamp on it, it doesn't slide itself out of there. This one right here, the tubing goes all the way up to about right here, about 1.25 inches into the cup, and I could put a bead on there and then clamp it right there. That should hold just fine. And then this one right here, I just gotta push it up a tad bit more, and then I can put a clamp on there as well. So that is you know, I overthought this one, and it actually turned out to be a lot simpler with just a single 45 bend. The charge pipe is right there, and it's all taped up and marked. So 18 more minutes, hopefully I'll have access to the 220, and then we can weld all of that up, weld the bead up on that guy, install this piece, reinstall the intercooler. Then we can reinstall the bumper, and then the charge pipe system would pretty much be done. But right now, I'm gonna clean all of this, sweep all of that, and just wait to weld. All right, so I got access to the 220 volt now, and I've already tacked up all the pies and removed all the PET tape. So we are ready to rock and roll. This is just a test fit to make sure I didn't move anything or anything change during the transfer from here to the table. So given that I was using a lot of the stuff from the scrap bin, some new materials, so on and so forth, some of these pipings have a coating on it, and a coating would actually not allow me to weld through it. Instead, it'll just burn right through. So I took a wire wheel and pretty much went through every single connecting point and wire wheeled them down. You can tell where a pipe is not coated when that frost comes on, like right away as soon as you start the arc. That's cleaning action. It didn't do that on the coating one, which I believe was this guy and this one, and this pipe in general. You can see the coating on it right there. And it didn't do that cleaning action, so it was melting through, but luckily I caught it beforehand, and now it's all wired down. I'm gonna bring it over there, wipe it down with acetone, and fully weld all of that. I still gotta pull this guy back out to put some bead rolls on it, and then reinstall that and this all together, and then we'll reinstall, like I said, all the other stuff. Now let's have some fun. Alrighty guys, So here is the 45 for the compressor housing to the back door intercooler on the driver's side, with welded beads on the edge. So ideally this acts pretty much like a bead rolled end, and when the cup goes on, it comes about to right there, and then you put the clamp on the edge, which then clamps the clamps the coupler to the back side of this bead, which then shouldn't slide out when the T-bolt clamps are compressed. And this should do the job just fine. Here is the charge pipe. This right here is dirty, coated. You can tell because the frost is on the inside and there's no frost on the outside. So that was a little tough to weld. I didn't grind it all the way down, but nonetheless penetrated and fully welded in. And then here is the other end right here. I'm gonna test, well, not test fit, I'm gonna throw this in the car right now, clamp it all down, make sure everything's golden. I'm gonna put that one back on, bolt everything back up into place, and then have this permanently set in the car. And then we can pretty much wrap up this whole charge pipe ordeal. All right, after a little bit of fidgeting around, we got the 45 down there bolted up and fully clamped down. Now I made sure I had enough clamping pressure from the cup to the pipe, so that way it doesn't blow off under boost, because you know this is a GT35R. It's gonna make some mad power. We're golden there. That right here is all bolted up as well. But obviously it's going to come back out, and we'll get a blow-off valve added onto it later. But for the most part, fitment and you know, just the position of everything seems to be working out really awesome. We got clearance there, we had clearance there, and let me know what you guys think about a color choice on the charge pipes, because obviously this thing is butt ugly. Should I make it blue like the valve cover like I did for this car, or spend some time to polish it out, maybe black it out? I think it looks good with all the polish going on under the hood here, and maybe I should just, I don't know, somehow strip the coating or something and make it full polish again, or I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But as far as this one goes, guys, we are done here. And man, this thing is looking more and more complete. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button if you guys did. And I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I know I say this at the end of every other video because I'm just as excited, hopefully, as you guys are. I'm like getting antsy. I'm like so eager to turn this thing over, but patient is key. I just got to remember that I don't have a gasket there, and it is loosely bolted up, so that is like one of the reasons to prevent me from turning it on. So that's good actually. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.